Hey, what the vet fam? Welcome to this week's episode, which is dating in the workplace. Pros, cons, should ya, shouldn't ya, the tea. Let's dive into it. My stance is don't shit where you eat, regardless of how constipated you are. There's other laxatives at other aisles. Yes, I went down that little hole. Done it? Yes. Has Amber done it? Yes. It's hard not to get close with your coworkers when you are at work for so long dealing with stressful situations.
Yeah.
So you have that little tie. It does more harm than good, in my personal opinion. I've seen success stories. If we're on a scale of 1 to 10, it's like a 1.2 out of 10 of success stories. And not. When I went to social media and asked their thoughts and opinions, there was, again, one person that said that they were in a healthy relationship with a coworker for X amount of years. So there's that. And more often than not, people said, no, don't do it. Makes things weird if it don't work out. And I can attest to that.
Yeah, I bet you can.
I can attest to that in both the veterinary field and outside the veterinary field.
Okay, can we go back to the just don't shit where you eat comment?
Do you want...
Side, veterinary side? Aren't
Mhm.
we not calling the kettle black?
Just got called Joyce Louise.
Okay, carry on. I'm listening.
I mean, it's true. I'm thankfully the type of person that is fine pretending something didn't happen. If, like, things didn't go well. If, like, because I am who I am. Thanks to therapy, I realized this. And I can pretend that nothing happened and work cohabitatively. That's the word. We're going to use it.
Civilly or I wouldn't say you're cohabitively, but yeah. Yeah.
But
You
I can't.
act like somebody doesn't exist. I've seen you do it. I've seen
Correct.
it. So it's not like we can work together civilly. No, bitch, you don't exist. You could talk to me and be like, did you hear something? You know what I mean?
I can still ask them to work and do their job.
Yeah.
We're just not going to talk about what happened the night before.
Fair.
Or the fact that you ghosted.
I'd call him out in front of fucking everybody. Like, so, in the break room, over a cup of coffee.
I like my angle where I just pretend they don't exist or that nothing happened, or versus because, like, if I call them out, then they can say something back, and then I'm just like, I panic inside my brain and I don't have a comeback because I'm not witty on my feet. It takes me hours to circle back at a comeback, and I'm like your mama.
Your clap back is like a golf clap. You know what I mean? Man.
And I can totally, like, now if I run into someone at work that things didn't go well, I could easily just be like, oh my gosh, what are you doing here? I'm gonna key your car. Later. Hey.
Abilities, you got them.
If not, stencil by numbers, it's fine.
There
That
you go.
exists. But
Yeah.
I say don't shit where you eat, but would I never do it again? Never say never.
Yeah.
Right now where I work at, no, there's no one that I would potentially even think about it. So, like, I'm safe, but never say never because we do spend so much time.
Yeah.
And it's funny because, like, if I see someone on, like, the dating app or something and I see him for laughs, I swipe right because I'm like, hey, I see you.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And then, but yeah, I never say never, but I am a firm believer after failed attempts in the past, don't shit where you eat.
I say never because of the position that I'm in, to not date in my workplace, being like in a managerial position. I'm very much against that.
It just adds a lot of drama to the floor should things go wrong.
It does. But at the same time, like when I was in a non-leadership position, I did have a relationship, at work, and it lasted we were together for 10 years, 11 years, I think it was. And we worked maybe 12, I don't know. And we worked in the same practice for 7, and we had a great relationship, but at work, you'd never know. The fact that, it was kind of a hidey kind of a thing, but everybody knew. But anyway, we worked very well together. We made a great team in the workplace, and then we made a great team at home. You know, it was nice to have somebody who understood what you went through on a daily basis, that you could go through those hard cases and support each other, and then, you know, support each other's dreams and aspirations in that particular field, to support each other, hold each other up, and do things that, you know, you enjoy together, like going to veterinary conferences and, you know, all the doggy meetups and cool stuff like that. Like, it was nice to have that stuff in common. You know, do I recommend it to everybody? No, because a lot of people don't have the maturity to separate home from work. You know, we could go to work and had the most heinous freaking argument either the night before or the morning of, and you would never know anything was wrong. We were sweet as pie to each other. We held for each other to, you know, collect samples and rowdy patients and this, that, and the other. We were each other's go-to. But damn it, if we didn't walk out that door into the parking lot to our separate vehicles, fuck you, I'll see you at home. You know what I mean? Like, and when hating each other as soon as we clocked out, like, done. But I will say, like, that was probably one of the funnest relationships, because I mean, we had a lot in common. We did, you know, a lot together, and then we grew as technicians, as professionals together. We support each other and we pushed each other. But then, like you said, there's things that can go awkwardly wrong in the workplace, and it's a
Hmm.
blow to the heart, some of them. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
oh my God. But I don't feel that someone in a position of leadership should be dating a subordinate. That to me is a very big no-no.
Yeah.
That, you know.
Amber and I were privy to a situation during rounds where I'm pretty sure we both were eating our breakfast sitting on the ground in rounds, and the manager had done something to said not done something said something that angered and made her feel a certain way, a technician at the time and boyfriend at the time. They're now happily married and in another state, you know, congrats. And she had told her boyfriend, as her boyfriend, not boyfriend as another doctor, what had happened and how she was feeling. And he was fit to be tied in the middle of rounds, got in his face, which he was shorter than the guy, but it was still impressive, and threatened him and called him all sorts of names. And this is ever, and then we're talking like, well, how many people would you say, Amber, were at rounds at any given point?
Probably at least 20, depending
Yeah.
on, you know, if nobody decided to, you know, everybody decided that they weren't going to call in. Probably a good 20, 25 people.
And this was all over faces.
Yeah, at 7:30 in the morning.
7:30 in the morning. This happened, and then he stormed out, and that was awkward for the day.
Mhm.
Uh, I don't feel that the guy that was defending his girlfriend at the time, got really reprimanded, because he went on later on as business as usual, you know, did his
Yeah,
cases, chit chatted with everybody except minus the person he went toe to toe for. Yeah. So, you know, things got a little messy. It can get a little messy and a little awkward for everybody around, because
yeah, yeah. It was weird. A lot of weird stuff happened in the place that shall not be named in terms of relationships, dating in the workplace and whatnot. That was
and like
should have
and
been a dating ship
boundaries.
island,
I
you know?
Yeah, and like boundaries are very importante, I should say. And if you're gonna date someone at work, because like how you had it, which was at work, we are at work, at home, we are at home. They're two separate things, not sitting on each other's laps.
In this office, sitting on it, lapping it up. When
Hmm.
one of you is in a relationship outside of work,
Oh yeah, lots of times that happened too.
on at work with this
Yeah.
individual lapping it up. Like, what crosses your mind in the workplace and think that that's okay? I mean, if you walked into the manager's office and seen an employee on the manager's lap, would you be okay with that? No.
No, I'd be
Okay.
like, someone's getting a raise.
How you look at it, you know what I mean? But like, that's not appropriate for the work. However, when a bad example is set like that in the workplace, to where the owner, who is a doctor, is dating a technician and their relationship is inappropriate on the floor, that sets a precedent for everybody else that it's okay.
Luckily, I
Yeah.
wasn't privy to watching that, because I'd be like, huh? Luckily, I
Which
didn't see. Luckily, I didn't see that portion of the program. But I mean, I heard, but I didn't see. But like, you know, everyone's gonna talk. We're chatty Cathys. We
Exactly.
all like the tea. Yeah, it's just we all like the tea. There has to be boundaries. One of them should be don't hook up while you're at work grounds. You're gonna get caught on camera.
Yeah.
Your car is also on grounds, not fair game.
Check the.
No one's that horny. I'm sorry. You can make it home. You can make it home. Go and get some chocolate covered strawberries like every other person, every other couples. Go home and have some fun, or just go down the road to an abandoned parking lot. Because here's the thing: I would call security or the popo just to watch the knock on camera eating popcorn. Because I'd be like, y'all did it to yourself.
100%.
Like y'all did it to yourself. It's a messy slope.
Yep, it is.
It's a messy slope. There are successes. Amber, you were in a committed relationship for a long period of time. I just
Well,
don't think I could.
I thought it was committed
Yeah.
in another workplace relationship with said person and somebody else in another hospital took place.
Mhm.
Yeah. Marrying
Yeah.
else took place. So, but that
I
had
just
nothing to
don't think I could do it. Like be in a relationship with someone that I work in, not in the same building, but in like I'm going to use the word in the same department. Since now I'm like outside of vet med, there's different departments.
would
But
be
I'm
easier
also it is easier speaking from past experience. But also I'm a jealous creature. Why are you talking to her?
because she's a human being and she speaks.
Yeah, I don't know. Therapy. I've never actually said that. Why are you talking to her? But I thought
Oh,
it.
I didn't thought it. A scary movie like Sounds Before Somebody Gets Stabbed was probably playing in your head. Yeah, there's symphony going on in there. Yeah, it was happening. I can see it now. I can only imagine.
See, we have two very different personalities on this podcast. One's a little bit more emotional. But, if I was actively on the floor with someone that I was in the relationship with, I wouldn't be able to separate
And
because
two,
I know who I am as a person. Hooking up is one thing because I'm really good at avoiding and not speaking about what didn't happen. Like actual relationship standards. I think it would be too hard for me. Like
yeah,
on the floor.
no, I get that. And like I said, there's different kinds of people that can do that, and people that can't. And it's nothing wrong if you can't do that, if you can't put those boundaries in place, and you can't separate work from your relationship. That's different. I mean, for those of us that and hopefully, if you were in a relationship with somebody, you guys have the same ability to do the same things to where you can separate at work, and one is not like, oh my God, you didn't even look at me while we were at work today because I was working. I don't want anybody to know that I'm with you. I'm working. We're not at work
Like,
to,
why are you talking to me like that? I just asked a question.
yeah, we're not at work to be chummy and lovey and cuddly. We're at work to work, my guy. You are not my person while we are at work. Now, I will cut somebody over you, and depending on the circumstance. However, you got to stay. If somebody calls you a lazy piece of shit and you're being a lazy piece of shit, I'm not going to step in. That's like,
Mhm.
it sucks dating the person that you're working with, especially like if you don't live together, it's one thing. But when you live together and you're in the same department and you spend every waking hour together, it's a little rough.
And then see, like, also, like, I like my alone time. And sometimes work is your alone time from home. Like, that is your separation from home. But if home follows you there, you can be like, dude, just back off.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
So, yeah,
And then
don't.
when you're dating somebody that you work with, right? You all have work friends, whether you have the same work friends or, this person has these guys and this person has these guys. And then they all know the tea about everything because you
Hmm.
talk to somebody at work about it. So, like, you're at the freaking microscope reading a sample, and Betty Lou is looking at you from the corner because you got in an argument with your person the night before, like you're the scum of the earth.
And be like, I
Do
take
you
this
even
side.
do you even know? No, back the fuck up.
And it's funny because that you brought that part up because yesterday at the barn manager and her husband obviously are on the premise. They both do work at the barn,
Mhm.
etc. And there were talks about another kitten, and I said, "Don't get another cat. You don't need another kitten. No, no, no." And she was like, "No, I'm not going to get another kitten." And then she blamed her husband when that kitten was in the room, and she was like, "No, Ryan said yes." And this, and I looked at Ryan. I was like, "Ryan, no. Why did you get another kitten?" He went, "That's Jen." And then the real story came out. So she blamed him. He was blaming her, and then the real story came out where they both couldn't say no, and now there's another kitten to potentially get in my car and go for a joyride.
There you go.
So there's all like it's just, three sides to every story.
Yes.
Janet at the coffee pot.
Oh my God, did you hear what happened between but yeah, girl, she did this and he did. No,
And
you
then
don't know.
telephone happens and it's a thing.
It's crazy.
And you just gotta keep your mouth shut, which is hard sometimes. Can you be like, oh my God, he likes me. He asked me out, and then the date goes wrong because of something I did or something he did, and then they both blame each other. And
Yep.
makes
Yep.
things awkward.
Then his wife shows up.
And then the significant person, shame on people that do that. I'm sorry. I can guarantee you that 2 minutes in wasn't great enough to do that with someone that was married.
Yeah, destroy a whole damn relationship.
And then you have that drama with the significant person finding out, coming or calling to the workplace, because again, we've all been there where that has happened, and saying, why'd you let that happen? Grown adults, we make grown decisions, and they're not always right. It'd be different if they didn't know, but like, we also work very long hours with our coworkers. We know if they're married or not.
Yep. We know all the relationship tea, bro. All of it.
All of it. Though still people at work right now randomly think that I'm married.
Okay.
No rings. No rings. And they'll be like, I thought you were married. Bro, I'm on like every dating site now. I'm perpetually single. And they're like, no. And then they try to have me meet someone and I go, absolutely not. And then I just walk away awkwardly because that's who I am as a person.
Therapy. I hope that can change things for you. Because you never
Um,
know. Might find your knight in shining armor like that. Because I can promise you, you're not going to find it online. There are some toes.
it really is hard. Dating's hard. Like, it's the worst out there. Just,
Sometimes in the
it's
workplace
the,
at work, right? You get to know the people. You're cool. You vibe. You're good. But
yeah.
then you get to know who they are outside of work, and you're like, you need Jesus. Therapy ain't gonna.
Because like there was a scenario where something could have happened with someone else at work that I'm at right now, and I was like, there was enough red flags that I listened to, and now as I learn about this person more, I go,
Yeah,
I dodged a damn bullet on that one.
probably. Probably. It's a slippery slope. It's a complicated, fence to teeter, whether you are in support of it, whether you would do it or not. You know what I mean? It's just, and like you said, never say never, because there could be that one coworker that
Mhm.
comes along that, I don't know, that changes the game, And it just, I guess it depends on your position on whether or not to pursue it or not. But and especially when you work like a dog 6 days a freaking week and 12 hours a day or whatever, where are you going to go to meet somebody other than online? I'm going to tell you, this online shit, I will never, ever do that shit again. Ever.
Well, yeah, it's not for the faint of heart, the online world. Yeah,
Weirdo.
it would, yeah. I mean, I'm at this point where like guy just starts to talk to me and I go, ew, that's where I'm at. Full transparency.
Good.
Ew. I got the ick. You just start talking to me, I go, no.
No,
Or the minute like a family member comes up and like oh my God. Amber, I don't know if I ever told you this story.
I'm scared.
Because okay, things happen when I have red lips on. When I put red lipstick on, it is okay. So at the front desk, doing front desk things, living my best life. This guy comes up and he's like, "Oh, where's so and so?" And I go, "Oh, room, blah blah blah." And he was like, "I just have to say, you are a beautiful woman." I don't take compliments well on a good day, but when you kind of creep me out, I don't. This was my face. Thank you. You go down the hall to the right. It's 3 doors on your left. So off he goes to visit his soon-to-be ex-wife, who was in the hospital. And it's does that's not the worst of it. That's actually the best part. He continually came out to the desk and at one point asked for a urinary catheter so he and so because he can't urinate normally anymore, so he has to catheterize himself. I got all the tea. He was in a car accident a couple years ago. It affected a nerve and he was out of urinary catheters and he needed to urinate, and we're at the hospital. I never called the charge nurse so fast because I said absolutely not. And then he went and laid on the same bed with his soon-to-be ex-wife after asking me for a urinary catheter so he can relieve himself. Hashtag winner.
That's all I
That's
got
who
for.
I attract.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess it's, I don't know what this, I have no words other That's all I
And
got
then
for
he got mad that we wouldn't give him a urinary catheter and caused a scene, and then stormed out because we can't just give them to random people.
Yeah, you're just like, this is not an over the counter kind of situation. You know what I mean?
And I mean, there's kinks for everything. That could have been a kink for him. I don't know.
Okay. Did he ask you, did he genuinely need the urinary catheter, or did he just come up? Was that a pickup line? Was he spitting game?
I don't know. Like, that's the problem. I don't, like, Amber, how was I gonna know if he was like, we like whip it out and try to pee?
Ask you for help with said catheter.
Oh, well, I got the charge nurse, so I didn't make it last that much longer of a conversation. And anytime he started walking up front, I conveniently had to go somewhere.
So if he asked you for help with the placement of said urinary catheter, that would have been like a red flag.
All of it was a red flag, Amber.
Worst pickup
What?
line ever. I said, and the worst pickup line ever.
No, it's not.
I mean, I've heard some bad ones, but somebody coming up to you to ask for help with placement for a urinary catheter, no wonder he's your soon-to-be ex-wife. Damn. Well, you attract the weirdos, I attract the psychos and the cheaters, so there we go. There we go.
Hashtag winning.
Two
So, yeah.
different type of person, so I got to work on me.
I tried that.
Yeah. How's
I'm
that
still
going?
I'm still a strong personality. Like, that's part of the problem. So, like, I can't go for like the more simp type, like you gotta have backbone.
You can't have a sensitive. You cannot have a little bitch. You gotta have like somebody that's gonna be like, Joyce. So I said, no. Then it just escalate from there. You need somebody that can match your energy. He cannot be a little bitch. He
And the
cannot
problem
be
with that is that the people that match my energy are assholes, which tracks.
because you're an asshole. So they're matching energies, bruh.
Yeah. So when you say find a different person, I can't because I will hurt that other person. Not on purpose. I don't want to actually hurt their feelings, but I'm gonna. I don't mean to.
That's even worse for dating in the workplace when you're like that, because that's what makes the situation complicated.
Yeah.
Be like, she bites, not in a good way. Watch out for that one. Joyce, we're not having that conversation on a podcast, bro. Okay? I mean, we can if you'd like, but I just,
Maybe we'll get more views if we do.
I mean, if you want to talk about being a biter, we can talk about being a biter. I mean, you know what I mean? That's fine. Let me give you some pointers. Just don't bite at work. We get bit enough at work on our own. We're not trying to.
I mean, I would bite people at work if they were holding because they couldn't move. I just
yeah.
I bit you before.
Don't come out of the back kennels with bite marks all over your neck.
There you go. I think on that note, we should probably say until next week, guys.
Yeah, and let us know what your thoughts and feelings and opinions are and experiences dating in the workplace. Because like I said, I'm on the fence about it. As a leader, as somebody in a leadership position, I am not one that's going to ever do that unless it's somebody that's, I guess, on my leadership level or whatnot. Even still, that makes it a little bit complicated. But you don't date, and I hate the word subordinates, okay? But you don't date your employees as a leader. Like, you're supposed to be there to take care of them, not take care of them.
Yeah.
Get your life together. Make better choices. If that's something that's that serious between you guys, switch departments if that's a possibility, or find a new fucking job. Mm-hmm. If that person is that one to you. You know what I mean? So that's what I have to say about it. I'm going to be nice. Don't laugh at yours. Is that funny?
Please.
Sorry. Y'all know I'm an asshole.
Oh, if you guys haven't picked up what we put down recently, this is us. This is how we are. All right, guys. Until next week. We'll see you then. But give us the tea, because we really do like the tea.
Love it.
Love it. All of it. All right. Bye.
Nice.